In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
Hello and welcome to a show called Hate, a podcast in which we explore love, hate, and everything in between in search of greater meaning and perhaps a little perspective. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
And you join us for another biting edition of Hair Talk. Chris Ray.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's the situation on the ground?
It's pretty much back to what it was, except I can't straighten it yet because it's too short for that.
It looks darker. Is it darker?
It probably is fuller rather than darker.
Okay.
You can't really see it on the camera now, but Liz cut it last weekend, and there is a bit that wasn't supposed to be cut and was cut.
This is great content.
You can't really see it on the camera,
Really
and you certainly can't see it on the audio.
It does look darker. Is it possible that over the preceding kind of 35 years, you'd amassed some kind of like additional colour, sun bleaching or pollution or something?
Well, as a child, I was very blonde. If you look at my early school photos, I had a very blonde afro.
Sure.
And at 16, I bleached my hair because that was a cool thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
But it's probably thicker rather than darker now. Whenever everyone at 16 said, "You're going to go bald," because I had this lopsided hairline. Look at me. Look at me.
Look at this full head of
That
hair.
is actually pretty... It does look pretty luxurious.
I mean, they all look stupid now because a lot of them are bald. So screw them.
Yeah.
It's like everybody used to say that because David Bowie, everyone used to say his eyes were different colours.
Yeah.
And they weren't.
Really? Is that right?
One was
Were we just looking at the same eye twice?
Yeah, he only ever approached people from the side.
Yeah.
No, he got punched in the eye as a kid.
Oh, I did know that. Yeah,
and
really?
yeah, so it's not that it's a different color, except the pupil is permanently dilated. So it makes his iris seem a different color.
Well, shit. I didn't know that.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I did read that. Now you say it.
Nicholas, what's your hair situation?
Your hair's looking good, I think, Nick, today.
You think?
If I may say so.
This is what happens when I forget that I have hair. And it just the thing is, as is often the case, like as you leave your hair and you don't wash it for a few days, you get that build up of that natural boy grease, which we all love. But for me,
I love a bit of boy grease.
For me, that adds a delightful volume that I can't get in any other way at all. Which all that does is encourages me to not wash my hair, because my hair looks this good because I haven't washed it for like 2-3 days.
I'll be honest with you, Nick. As a man who's often felt the need for volume in his hair, I'm hearing you now.
Yeah, exactly. But the one thing I was thinking when we were talking about Chris Ray's hair is that all three of us do actually have quite strong heads of hair. And if we wanted to shift the podcast's focus onto hair and our hair, I don't think we would be, that badly qualified to do so.
A show called Hair.
A show called Hair.
Exactly.
We're eventually going to get to spin-offs, so we might as well just start with the show called Hair.
That's the thing.
I haven't used shampoo on my hair for the better part of a decade now.
That's
right. That's impressive.
You have, however, for the importance of this, is that you have washed it. It's just that you haven't used shampoo.
Yeah, every day.
What do you wash it with? Shower gel?
No, nothing. No, I just water. Yeah, just
That's
water.
Not really.
He just
that's
rubs
just getting it wet, isn't it? You might as well just go for a walk in the rain.
Well, how would you define? Surely, like the element of washing that makes it washing is water. Surely.
All right, but do you wash your hands with soap, or do you wash them with water?
No, I just wipe them on the walls.
Yeah. I just touch a load of strangers and then just go home.
Yeah.
People they call me patient
got
zero.
My germs.
But...
got my germs. Got my germs.
Gotta catch them all.
Got my germs. Right, I'm off. Bye.
It was a different era, to be honest. Yeah. There was I was there were two blips in that perfect run. I had to briefly use like a medicated shampoo because I got a bit of a sore scalp, and that broke my heart because it was like,
Yeah, that's very upsetting.
it was like kind of, you know, losing a perfect game. You know, it was flawless. And then last summer, I didn't quite shave my head, but I did cut it to like one of the lowest settings of my razor, and it was like, it's not technically washing, but I have just suddenly destroyed that entire ecosystem of filth which I've been cultivating.
You basically had to restart it. It's like deforestation almost.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, like if I can come back from this, I mean, global warming.
Well, I think we've all had fairly drastic haircuts over the last year, in one way or the other, and we've all sort of recovered quite well, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried doing the short backing sides. I was like, now's the time. You know, it's been frankly, it has been. In 3 days' time, it will be a year since I was physically in an office, which is weird. Would it have been Chris? Chris. Hello, Rev.
Hello.
You keep track of these things. Would it have been the Cheltenham horse event this weekend?
Yes. So the Gold Cup, which is the event that was credited with spreading the virus nationwide,
yes,
and that I attended.
Event Zero, as they call it.
That event is taking place again this coming Friday, so a week today.
How?
But
horses are all wearing masks.
The horses are all wearing masks. There's obviously not a crowd. I was actually walking there today, watching them set up. So yeah, it's all going ahead.
So what? They're just going to film it on webcams or something?
Yeah, well, it'll still be broadcast as it is normally.
Oh yeah.
I forgot. And there'll be people there, and it's just like, you know,
Yeah,
it just won't be
if only there was
it just
some
won't
way.
be 250,000 people.
If only there was a way that the nation could see a horse race. But Nick solved it with webcams.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Done. But yeah, it is taking place the 19th next Friday.
Well, that has then been an exact year because the last day I was in the office, I had to stay late. It was a Friday. I had to finish some work. There was no one else left. Like all the lights were starting to turn off. And I remember walking out of my place of work, pushing my bike, and there was because I work by the race course, and there was a swarm, a wave of people. You know what it's like. It is like
I was probably part of that wave.
Yeah.
We probably were, yeah.
We were leading
the deadly second wave.
Yeah.
Call it.
And I was going at 90 degrees to it. I had to cross this. And at the time, there was all these rumours about this thing called, oh yes, this COVID business might get a bit out of hand.
Might get a bit fruity over the next couple of weeks.
And I was literally just seeing like this 20-person deep stream of people going downhill.
I'll be
like,
fine.
You know, just licking each other and, you know, pissing in the air. And I was like, oh, Christ on a bike. You know, this is,
I want to be a part of that. Oh, that looks good. That's Flavor Town.
Yeah, I've got to get in.
I can confirm it was a wonderful event to be a part of.
Oh, I bet.
And yeah, if I had the choice now, would I go? Probably not, if I'm honest. But I did, and I went to the last big party in the country, so I'm not too sad about that.
Yeah.
The in the last year, when things were really kind of bad and we didn't really know what was happening, was it like Formula One? They switched all their races to virtual races. Like,
really?
I'm not sure it was virtual. I think they may have just done them all on the same track or something.
Were they just?
I mean, Formula One is boring to watch at the best of times, but imagine them just going through over the same track again and again and again.
But maybe it wasn't all the races, but they did do virtual racing for a bit.
They probably did something to do, to replace something. Perhaps,
was that just a load of guys playing Burnout?
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah,
it probably was, but like they would they shipped like This is real. This actually happened. They shipped like proper gaming rig / pogs to like the homes of these racers, so they could sit in their lounge.
I need to get into F1 now.
Yeah, because
it's so boring.
But no, if I get sent a game pod to my house.
Yeah,
that bit, but there had to be a pandemic for that to happen.
but this is what it comes down to, because you know, like in a previous episode, Nick, you were talking about like some virtual sport, like some...
Oh yeah, I've forgotten the name of it already. That's how it was called, like Halo or Halon or something like that. Yeah. clearly a lasting love. Oh yeah, yeah.
But like I think they did a signature event where they got like all the F1 racers to race against Twitch streamers.
Oh my god, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
And it's the big debate. Like, if you're good at driving a car in the real world, and some of these games are so astonishingly realistic.
I think the drivers are still better. But the problem is that they were playing a game, so they were on the Twitchers. They were on the Twitchers level. They weren't on their own home ground. If you put a Twitcher in an F1 car, rubbish. I would argue.
Would you know what the big scandal was?
What's the big scandal?
A guy, this actually happened as well. Don't know his name, but a racer.
Oh yeah.
He sent in a ringer.
What? One of the F1 racers sent in like a game.
Guys, this sounds borderline made up.
No. This is real. You can look it up.
I'm looking it up now. If you can hear me typing, this is what I'm typing.
Everyone was like, okay, just log on to your special computer at home. We're going to have like an F1 qualifier or something like that.
And he put a 14-year-old Fortnite playing.
Yeah, and he basically got like exactly. Like he just said, oh yeah, I'm totally racing.
Oh, well, John, I've just looked it up and yes, you are right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course I am. Yeah.
Daniel Abt, ABT, sacked by Audi Formula E team after cheating in virtual race.
The funny thing about that move is that the reason he did that is because he had zero faith in his own ability.
Yeah. So he's a German driver and he recruited a professional sim racer to drive for him.
I can't do this. I'm going to get a child to do it.
His name was Lorenz Herzing, an experienced gamer.
I can drive a car, but I cannot drive a virtual car. Over to you, child.
How about that? What a thing to cheat on. Jesus, I mean, that is a waste of energy. Cheating on something like that.
Have you ever been to the Excel Centre, Rev?
No, I haven't.
Well, for Nick and I in the before times,
it's like our second home.
That was basically our home away from home. Yeah. Down in London town.
Great baby.
And they were advertising that they were going to be hosting electronic car racing. Like
don't bother.
Not electric car racing. They're like, it's really taking off, you know. And they were going to do it.
Don't bother. If it's anything like Formula One, it'll be boring as sin.
Oh, I see.
It is. It's all astonishingly boring. Like it is incredibly boring.
I like sport. I like sport. Remember.
You do, apparently.
And this is garbage.
Here's my two
Formula
cents.
One,
right? Like Formula E, electric cars, but apparently they're just doing the same thing as normal Formula One, right? There's the mistake. They could have boost pads. They could have weapon power-ups. Yeah?
Yeah.
They could have the audience is able to like vote and affect for the power of the. There's loads of stuff we could do.
I think they should have like Mario Kart. They should have music playing over the top. And
exactly.
When someone gets super speed, the music gets faster.
Yeah, and more chaotic.
Stuff like that. And there's like a blue
shell that takes out first place.
Going around, going for the leader. Stuff like that.
I'd
watch that.
That is sport, my friend. Yeah. That is sport.
That's sport how they intended it.
Yeah, when they invented it.
Well, they were gonna, because I remember we watched it. They had like they did like a drive-through with a camera on the front of the car to show the route they were going to take, and it's so weird because I was looking at going, oh, that's the entrance ramp. That's like they're coming in. Oh, that's where our table would have been.
Oh my god!
They're racing through this great big like aircraft hangar of a building. And but then that became what was it? One of the Nightingale hospitals.
Oh yeah,
yes,
I did read that. Yeah.
Oh, I've had such a terrible time with this awful disease. I just want some rest and relaxation. Jesus Christ!
And then on your right, a Formula E car hurtles past, and on your left is Nick Angel hawking a copy of Seven String. Do you want to? It's really cool. It's about a dude with a guitar sword. I'm trying to die.
Jack Fortune was a con artist who went, after his untimely death, proceeded to take over the afterlife and run it like a business.
Be quiet, you awful man.
Quiet, you awful man. Oh, there goes a little Fortnite player.
That'll be $9.99.
Sorry?
Yeah. How much?
I can't hear you. Yeah, that's what it's like in the Nightingale.
Surely the electric cars wouldn't make much sound.
Sorry, yes.
It would be whisper quiet.
Yeah, when they get in, they have to put like a little cassette tape, which is like 90 minutes of car noises in, and and a stereo on the back.
Yeah, did you know?
I mean, that is the only bit of F1 that is sort of broadly known as the sound the cars make.
The screamy sound.
No, and they're taking that out of it. So, what's this going to be memorable for?
Did you know that there's literally, genuinely a trend of putting a loudspeaker under your bonnet if you can't afford a cool sounding engine?
I believe that.
Particularly, there's a sound. Have you ever heard a car when it drives past, and when I think it like changes gear or something, you get this like sort of sound? Yeah, and apparently that's like a turbo dump valve or something that makes your car sound like really cool and high performance. But it's quite expensive to get that installed. And an alternative is to install an amplifier and a speaker under your bonnet that just fires out a load of white noise at certain points. So it sounds like a dump valve, but you don't actually have one. That's a real thing.
These are the same people. This is the modern day equivalent of people who stick like a Lotus badge on their Rover or whatever.
I still don't understand
a Ferrari
that.
badge on their old Skoda.
Still don't understand that. We know that's not a Ferrari. That is a VW Golf. First edition, it's falling apart.
Can you imagine someone going up to that person and going, "Oh my god, I can't believe you've got that Ferrari"? It's literally just a hatchback, a white hatchback.
That
must be an experimental model. I've never seen one in that shape and dimensions before.
Yeah, it's one of the early Ferraris.
It's a Citroen,
one of the really early ones.
Citroen 2CV with a canvas roof and wooden wheels, and it's got a Ferrari badge on the front of it.
The thing is, like, who is that for? Because if you care about cars, you're going to go, well, that's bullshit. But if you're me, who drives like a grey Toyota Yaris,
you
like
don't
15 years old, I have no idea.
No.
Is that a Lotus? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. What's a Lotus?
Yeah, fuck you.
But it's like people who drive, like they rev their engine and they drive down the street really fast. And that feels like they're making a point. But all I do is just go, you fucking prick.
Yeah.
Every time I just think, you prick. And I'm not sure who that's for, really. It's not for me saying prick, that's for sure.
Wow.
No,
maybe you're just jealous.
But they got
maybe I am.
They got a reaction.
the size of their old member.
Their dingaling.
They did get a reaction out of you. You know.
They did, but was that the reaction thereafter?
Maybe you noticed them. You know.
Yeah. Well, I noticed the car. I didn't notice them. It could have been a driverless car for all I know.
Yeah, revving real hard.
Yeah.
That's the biggest worry we have to worry about with these driverless cars, is they're going to be proper boy fucking races. They're going to be revving up the engine. It's like, stop it.
Okay, you can't do that very well in an electric car. It'd be like, if you rev an engine in an electric car, it'll just go...
Well,
it wouldn't be very impressive.
So...
Who's got a hate?
What were we talking about?
I've got a hate.
Oh, Nick's got a hate. Oh,
Nick's got a hate.
But I've forgotten it. So hold on.
Oh
no, I remember.
This is not good.
Listen, this is not a mark on the quality of the episode yet. Okay. I hate it when I get a smell trapped in my nose.
Brilliant.
I get a smell trapped in my nose.
Is that a physiological thing or is that a psychological thing? Is that possible to get smell trapped in your nose?
I don't know. I know
as a resident,
John, you're a scientist.
John, you're a biologist.
As a failed biologist, I would say
yes.
I would say no.
Ah, fuck. For the last 6-7 days, I've been saying to Ali, I can smell gas. I can smell gas.
Well,
Nick,
there might be two things you need to worry about.
Nick, didn't we postpone recording last night because you were suffering a mind-altering migraine?
Yeah. The worst it's ever been, actually, I'd say. Kind of
worst it's ever been, and
5
you
days
can smell gas for a week. I mean,
and you said you were seeing colours and
new colours, optical effects in my vision, which are hitherto unforeseen.
Yeah. Frankly,
I felt very sick. Very sick.
I mean, frankly, that sounds like a terrifying experience. I'm just glad that Osmandiar, the green floating alien, was there to help you, as he always is in these.
He always helps me through. Although every time he looks different and has a new voice, but he's always there. He's always there to help.
So you've been smelling gas for a week?
Yeah, but this isn't the only thing that I will smell for a week. Like this most recent fad has been gas, and there's no gas. Because the only thing that uses gas in our house is the boiler, and I'm smelling it downstairs. And also, Ali isn't smelling any gas. And there isn't any gas, because we'd be dead by now, I think. If we could smell gas to the intensity that I think I'm smelling gas, the whole house...
What you should do is, get one of those old flame torches, light that, and just wander around the house with that and just see if there's any gas.
That's the best test I've heard.
Yeah. I think you'll know for sure then.
I will definitely know for sure.
Are you tasting burnt toast? Can you, see bizarre colours out of a corner of your eyes?
Well, again, I saw bizarre colours last night.
Yeah.
But no, it hasn't always. So, like, for example, there's been a previous time before the gas days where I could smell a kind of fart smell all the time.
Oh my goodness!
And I kept saying to Ali, I kept very, very ungentlemanly accusing Alice of farting on a regular basis, and she was just like, "No." And I was just like, "Well, maybe have you shat yourself? Because I can. It's all the time. I can smell it all the time.
Because sometimes it's not just gas.
Yeah.
It wasn't technically a fart if it's feces.
I love the audacity of like having shat yourself, let's say, and for a week just going, no, I haven't. No, I'm just gonna walk. No, just gonna walk around in those same soiled trousers.
I mean,
you've got to have some nerve to do that.
My nose didn't lie to me, although it turned out, of course, that it was lying. Although, to be honest, I never truly got to the bottom. I only have her word on that. I know I hadn't shat myself.
Is it possible that Ali is gaslighting you? By which I mean she literally has a gas lamp under her desk.
What a prank that would be.
Oh, she's just choosing a different smell each month, and she's just like kind of aromatherapy, but the opposite. It's like aromaterrorism. I don't know, like whatever you want to call it.
Aromaterrory.
Oh,
the thing is, you've said you've smelled gas, and you've smelled like a farty, eggy kind of smell.
Yeah.
Are you sure your boiler's okay? Because both those things could have come out of a boiler.
Have you ever smelled anything nice for a week?
Not that I can remember. I think it's always been bad. Yeah,
that's a shame.
It'd be nice if it was like
cream eggs or something.
I had a gravy period where it kind of.
That's a nice smell. Depends which granules you get.
Yeah, this was kind of a probably a bistro. No, nice. Bisto.
Bisto.
Yeah. Bistro is something else. Yeah, Bisto best.
2 days ago, Lucy came into the office where I work, and as in my home office, as in the room that is my office, not the office.
I understood that.
We got it.
And she said, like, why does it smell like bread in here?
See?
That was a weird one.
Phantom
and then I left.
Had you had bread in there?
No, but then I left the room, and then I came back in. I was like, it does smell like bread in here.
Oh. Okay, well, that's different because you both smell. See, what's key about my thing is that Ali never smells anything.
I think this says more about Ali than it does about anyone else.
Interesting.
I
thought you were going to go the other way when I introduced this subject. I thought you were going to blast me for it, but I kind of like the fact that we're heading towards Ali as the culprit here. I like
Ali
this.
It's the only rational explanation, I think.
I think Ali's been psychologically torturing you for years.
Yeah. I can just imagine Ali outside the door now with like a fan and like the smell and just blowing it into the room.
She's just got a colour gas canister and a fan. She's just broken the seal. This will show the fucker.
One thing I do find weird is like if it's not quite the same, but it's like a weird little phenomenon. It's like when I'm cooking. So I made like a lovely stew the other day, like a delicious stew. It was incredible.
Cool.
And then you eat the stew, you go, that was nice. I mean, you move on with your life. And then later, I went upstairs to the bathroom, and it's like going up the stairs, can't smell anything. On the hallway, can't smell anything. Whenever we step into the bathroom, you can smell what you've been cooking.
Oh, because it's above the kitchen.
Well, but there's a solid floor. I think it's kind of like made its way up the stairs, and I think like the air just kind of collects in the bathroom.
It's like a little smell trap.
But it does persist, yeah.
What would make things easier is if you could see air.
Yes, like in cartoons.
Wouldn't that make things easier?
Like in cartoons.
And then you could identify where it's coming from.
When a pie smells and they have those wafty lines.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the character smells it and then they travel along the lines to go back to the pie. Like that.
That would be useful, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The thing is, though, I feel socially awkward enough because Gog sees me do it when I fart. You know, when the sin gas escapes me, I know the Gog's watching, and I feel terrible. How much worse would you feel if a brown cloud, like, actually just kind of came out of your body?
I don't know. I feel like, firstly, I think mine would be green, just as a point of contention. And secondly, I think I'd be really fascinated because sometimes I'll fart under like the duvet, and then I'll immediately like close up the duvet to like hold it in because I don't want it to get out.
Yeah, I do that.
And then like
It's fun.
seconds later, I'll smell the fart. I'll be like, how did you get out, you pesky little fart? How did you get out there? I want to know.
You say like, you instantly kind of like seal the duvet.
Oh yeah.
And like, what? Just stop it floating away?
Just to trap it. You got to trap it in there.
Trap it in there because I don't have to smell it then. Ali will inevitably complain if I do a smelly fart. I don't know why, but
you've always got that dilemma, haven't you? Because it's like, what do? Do you lie on your back and just drill it into the duvet? Because then it's going to persist, like it's going to stay longer.
It's probably going to stay in the mattress forever. Like...
Or do you try and aim it? And if you roll one way, your significant other's getting it.
Yeah.
If you roll the other, it's going out of the bed, like it's going like into the air, so it's probably going to circulate round.
Exactly. And there's been times when I've needed a fart, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be quite a potent one. And I've got out of bed, and I've run out onto the landing, and I farted out there, and then I've run back into the room. And that's way worse because I'm kicking up so much eddies and currents as I run back into the room that I drag the fart, kicking and screaming, back into the room.
It on the way back through, yeah.
It's like I have a fart caravan that I just drag directly into the bedroom. It's disgusting.
But the problem with doing that is you're not leaving yourself enough of a buffer because you'll run out of the room, you'll slam the door, and you'll let rip righteously, and then you go, oh great, I'm safe to go back in. But that gas is thick. And it's got to like travel from your arse, and it's probably caught in your clothes and everything.
It's still coming out of me, probably.
Yeah. What you really want to do is you want to like run up and down stairs a couple of times to like really just kind of disperse it a bit. And Ali will be none the wiser.
I think if I'm running up and down the stairs and farting, I am maximising the chances of shitting myself. Like, to such a degree.
The best way to do a fart, because I don't have a solid technique. The best way to do a fart is the lowest percentage that you'll shit yourself.
Yes, that's the best kind. Yeah,
I've been criticised heavily recently, and I've been asked to stop eating couscous because of how bad my farts have been. That's true. Liz is in the room and she's looking at me laughing at the moment.
So wait, couscous is your trigger?
Yeah, so I eat lemon and coriander couscous regularly.
Oh, do you have lemon and coriander farts?
Yeah, oh yeah, and now I've been banned because it was having a serious impact.
You've been cancelled because of your horrible farts.
And to be fair, since I stopped, it's got much, much better. So there's something in that.
I tell you what, another good thing while we're on the subject of farts is the game Guess My Fart. I don't know if you've ever played this before, but if you know you've got a fart that's about to come, if you just go, guess my fart to your significant other, they have to make the noise that they think your fart is going to make. Brilliant. So I do, Brilliant. I go, guess my fart, and Ali goes, I don't know, and then I just go, like that. Yeah. I'm like, sorry, got it right, sorry.
But you can modulate it based on her answer.
Oh, I'm not that good. Can you do that?
No, but the thing is,
that's a skill if you can do that.
But what I'm saying is, clearly, as the person on this call with the tightest anus on a daily basis, it's like the social pressure. Like if I,
not just that pressure either.
No, but it's like if there's a fart coming, I have to run to my special shame hut in the garden.
Oh, that's what that is.
I stare at.
I was wondering what you built that for.
That's why you got the path as well.
I've got like a little picture of like Mother Mary. Like on the wall and a rosary, and I think about the evil that's escaping my body. Like if anybody, like if I was like going, oh, I'm feeling quite chill, relaxed, my body's feeling good. Oh, got a little toot coming. Just gonna let that go. If I hear like a floorboard creak next door, instantly like the gates come down. It's like clang. It's like no, not happening.
I think this isn't very healthy, John. I think this is...
it's not healthy. It's a real problem.
This doesn't seem like a way to live.
It's a real problem.
I think we should have an intervention on John now about his
I didn't think the hate would go this way, if I'm honest, that we'd end up staging an intervention for John.
No, but it's, when the time comes, the time comes.
Yeah.
We just gotta go with it.
You've got to be ready at any given moment, haven't you?
Like, literally, like, you can tell... Like my farts range from like the supersonic, like to the like a pitch that even dogs can't hear, and that's when you know I'm stressed. Average day, it's very much like a, like a little, and like the days that and I'm getting better because I'm learning to relax. But the days where I get like a real bass note, it's like a barometer. You know that like, oh, John's in a good frame of mind because that's low and slow.
I'm gonna remember this.
Yeah.
Low and slow is
It's like when a new person arrives at the office and you let out a thunderous fart, and everyone just goes to the new guy. No, that's good.
That's a huge.
That means John's on good form today.
Gary, you're welcome.
Don't show fear. It's a challenge. It's a Dominic's display.
It's so good. Like the whole office is done out with like banners and everything. Like, welcome Gary. This is a new employee, and he walks into the office for the first time, and the whole bullpen. I presume it's a bullpen you work in. Completely silent, and then from the corner where John works. And then there's silence, and then everyone just cheers all as one. It's like, yes, Gary is welcome.
Yes, Gary is one of us now.
Everyone starts lighting matches.
Yeah.
And Nick in the corner's like, no, don't do it. I can smell gas.
Ali's there with her fan, following it round.
It's if those smells start varying. Like, I think when Ali's reign of terror, and she's like downstairs right now rubbing like some lavender on all the walls, just so she can deny when you come down and go, can you smell?
Does it smell of lavender?
It smells like lavender. It is. Like, no, I don't.
You know what? There's a lot of truth to this theory, actually, that Ali's gaslighting me, because for the longest time, when I first knew her, I didn't really have a sense of smell. This used to be the one sense I didn't have, because I was like permanently bunged up. And Ali convinced me to go to the doctor, and I did, and it turned out that I had some issue that the doctor could sort out in my nose, and they did, and I gained a sense of smell, and it was like life-changing for me. This was about I don't know, maybe
seriously.
Yeah, seriously, like 9 or 10 years ago, maybe a bit longer than that.
This was her plan all along, then, basically.
But you see, the whole thing is that I'm discredited in her eyes because I couldn't smell for the longest time. And so now it sounds like I'm just like trying to get attention. It's like, oh, I can smell things. It's like, yeah, whatever, Nick. Yeah, we've been smelling things like our whole lives. I think we'd know if we could smell something, Nick. It's still a novelty for you.
This is basically, you're basically talking like a Daredevil scenario.
Though. Yeah.
For how many, did you have a sense of smell as a child? Like, did you lose it or did you never have it?
How would you know?
I mean, when I was being a bit dramatic, I guess. I could smell a little bit, but I was basically bunged up all the time, and you could tell from my voice. I sounded like I had a cold all the time, and people would mention it when I talked to them. They'd be like, "Oh, do you have a cold?" And I'd be like, "No, this is just how I sound.
No, this is just my voice.
This is just me, for fuck's sake." And then it turned out that there was something wrong with my nose, and they could treat it, and they did. And I was like, almost overnight, I was like, "Oh my god, this is what you guys are like." It was like wearing glasses. For me, if you were short-sighted your whole life. That's what it was like.
Was it suddenly like overwhelming? It was like you were suddenly painting with all the colours of the wind. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
I could smell the neighbours. I was like, what?
What is that?
But this is the thing. I maintain that actually now I have an incredible sense of smell. Because of the contrast, I'm now able to filter through with my adult brain that had been previously denied any sort of training of what it is to understand and therefore kind of forget about the power of stench. I now have it thrust upon me in a new light, and maybe mine's better than everyone else's, and maybe the truth is actually that I can fucking smell gas because there's a genuine problem. Oh no!
You can smell the passage of time. Here's a question for you. Are you aware on a daily basis of your own smell?
My own personal...
Yeah, or do you reckon like your brain just edits out your own aroma?
Yeah, I worry about this. I think your brain... Because the truth is, if you smell the same thing too often, you stop being able to smell it anymore. It's the same with taste as well, isn't it? You taste too much of the same thing, you kind of can't taste it anymore. Because your taste buds and your smell buds or whatever get
your brain just
up.
gets bored, it doesn't...
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, so that would be the case for your own stench more than anything else.
So it's people's houses. You go into people's houses and they don't smell bad.
They just smell like them.
Different.
Yeah.
I don't like walk into your own house and it smells of nothing.
I don't like that.
You walk into other people's house and you're like, oh, this house smells different. But that's fine. Yeah,
that worries me. That kind of goes back to a previous...
like gas.
We had a previous hate where someone, I think it was Chris Ray, brought up the fact that he hated air fresheners or something to that effect.
Yeah,
and I told you how I have a smellscape that I craft in my house. and I think this is partly why, because I'm terrified that you'll come into my house and you'll smell my body.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not too keen on that either, if I'm honest.
The thing is, I don't. Aside from I think it's like a Sure for Men. It's got a green tick on it. I don't know what the flavour is. It's not like I could tell you what Axe deodorant I use. Like
No, I can tell you what I use.
Africa by Lynx.
I know. No, I wear Right Guard Fresh.
Oh.
And I also wear Davidoff Adventure Aftershave, the new fragrance for men.
Here's a
That's
confession.
what I wear. If you're wondering,
I have never bought, owned, or worn aftershave in my life ever. There's a. I don't know if that's a
I initially
confession.
bought that aftershave because Ewan McGregor advertised it on a motorbike. And I've just been watching Long Way Down. So
You're
I thought,
so
that's-
impressionable.
I was. They advertised to me, and it worked. And
It did work.
People have just bought me bottles of it ever since. So
I'm like you, Nick. I don't wear aftershave. I don't apply any scent beyond that roll-on deodorant that I use. But I have owned a bottle of aftershave, which my parents got me when I came of age. It was like, you're a man now. You're a man now, son. Here's this aftershave, and that lasted me like forever because I didn't see the point of it. I was like, where'd you put it? Like,
The thing is, when I smell a man who is wearing aftershave, I do often think like, "Oh, that's quite nice."
nice smell.
It's kind of comforting, and I kind of sometimes it does occur to me. It's like maybe I should do this sort of thing, but it's just another thing in a long list of ways I should look after myself, and I just don't do anything.
There's times when like one of my big luxuries in life is of a weekend when I've got like a DIY project, and I'll roll out of bed, and I won't get out of my pajamas or get changed until like 5 p.m. Like I'm gonna get dirty anyway. I'm gonna work in my pajamas, so I'll just spend the entire day. And I've done this. I've spent the entire day cutting, sawing, hammering, sweating, covered in dust and grime. And there comes a point where can't smell myself. Oh,
there it is.
There it is. And then it's overpowering, and I'm like, oh my god, is this what I smell like all the time?
So what you're
I've
saying
suddenly
is,
only noticed it.
What you're saying is there's a personal smell threshold, which even our brains that are designed to filter out our own stench. If we cross that threshold, our brain just goes, "Sorry, dude, this is so fucking bad. You need to know about it."
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, like it's vile. Like I don't know what happened. Like maybe your body starts kind of suddenly producing a new chemical once you hit a certain point. But my god, I was like, oh god, is this me? Oh no,
oh no, it is.
No,
oh god, I can't blame this on Chris Ray like normal.
No, yeah, he's not even in the house.
Now I know I don't talk about Peru very often, but I did go to Peru once many a year ago.
Peru before.
And I wore the same pair of shoes for 4 weeks. That's not unusual. But something obscene and blasphemous happened in those shoes, where they went from smelling to, because I just wore them every day, to physically burning your eyes when you stuck your head in it. To the point where I'm like, guys, there's something wrong with my shoes. And everyone kind of looking at them. And like, honest to God, like,
There's
your eyes would
scientifically wrong with my shoes.
Yeah, like your eyes would like water, like they would actually kind of like sting. And apparently, this is a thing that can happen. The uric acid in my sweat had built up to the point where it had basically become acidic. Like it was like it smelt like a chemical toilet. It was astonishing.
Wow. Well, I'm glad that I'm sure the
what a
listeners
threshold in life that is.
Really enjoying that.
Weirdly, my dad found those shoes like in his garage like the other day.
Do they still
and
smell?
He said like I soaked them in Dettol, and you can have them back now. They smell fine. And I was like, oh, these old, and they do smell fine. These old shoes, I've had them. I haven't worn them in years. Let's go on a walk. I'll get them out of the car. And they instantly disintegrated.
Yeah, I was going to say, surely they're not going to last. Yeah.
Yeah, they just ripped apart. It was horrendous.
Oh my god. Well, there we go. We've had a nice chat about stinks.
You got hate.
Me? Yeah, sure.
You.
Why not? Yeah.
I'm being kind.
Last, do you?
Well, I don't mind. I can go
I'll
now.
do it.
He's
That's
got
fine.
some solid gold waiting for last place.
Yeah, I think he's got a good one. I think.
No, it's not that good. No,
it's got a doozy.
You know when you're asleep, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then when you wake up, right?
Yeah.
But and you sort of you're sort of all groggy, and then you wake up and you sort of think, oh, I think I was dreaming, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is my hate.
I hate that.
I hate that when you wake up and
that.
you're like, in my dream, I got a really good present, or something really cool happened,
Yeah.
And you wake up and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And you don't have that thing anymore.
Yeah.
And it's just awful.
I know. I totally get this. 100%.
Like you have the dreams where you're in a maths exam and you've not studied any of the maths. I still have that dream.
Do you?
And you don't. It's just like, oh my god, all the numbers are falling out of my head. But that on some level, even while you're dreaming, it is a dream. So that's fine. But it's when you in your dream something really great happens, like I don't know, Gillingham are playing in the Premier League, let's say, or I get a really cool thing for Christmas or something like that. And then you wake up and you just think, oh, for fuck's sake, that didn't actually happen, did it?
Wait,
so it's more the realization that what you dreamt about didn't
happen, but there's obviously a bit of give and take in that, because I've had dreams that Liz has just left me out of pure frustration, and I've woken up and I've been like, oh, thank God.
Oh, thank goodness.
She's still here for now. She's still here.
I completely misunderstood your hate here, because I thought it, because as a kid you're like, oh, what a fun day at school. I'm going to go to sleep where I'm a superhero and I'm going to go on adventures with my magical friend Tumbo the elephant or something.
Yeah,
Tumbo.
No, it's something that could feasibly happen in life. It's not supernatural or anything.
No, but that's my point. It's like, as a kid, every night was a magical wonderland of adventure, and now I go to bed and I know I've dreamt. I have the sensation of having dreamt, and I wake up and I can't remember a single thing.
Yeah. The thing that brought this on, it was because the other night, about it was 3:25 in the morning, because I looked at my phone. One of our recycling bins blew over, and it was making, because mostly our recycling is beer cans, let's be honest. It was making a hell of a racket, and I was just like, that's going to wake the neighbours up. It's already woken me up. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to clean this up.
Yeah.
So I went outside the front at 3:30 in the morning, and I picked all these things up. And I was still half asleep, and I picked all these things up, put them in the recycling, put the recycling in the front door, and I woke up, let's say 5 hours later, and I just went, that must have been a dream, I wouldn't have done that. And then Liz went, no, yeah, you got up, you went out in your pyjamas, and you picked up all the recycling and put it in the bin at 3:30 in the morning and came back to bed. And I didn't really remember doing it.
So this is yet a third situation that you're
this is completely different.
The whole hate is when you wake up and you're not sure if you've been dreaming or not, effectively.
Right.
So you wake up and you think, oh God, did that happen, or did this not happen, or what? It's that confusion when you wake up about whether or not you've been dreaming.
Yes.
That's
Dreams.
What got me thinking about it.
I've had dreams where I've spent the whole night dreaming of a really, what I think in the dream is a really cool idea for like a new comic or something to draw. And then I'll wake up in the morning and I will either forget it, which is the worst thing. I dream and it's like, I know I had this great idea and it's gone. Or I do remember it and it is hot garbage.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But in the dream at the time you think, oh my God, I'm going to be world famous.
Or I'm actually becoming world famous in the dream. It's like, this story is so good that the world is bending over to me.
It's the thing on The Simpsons, isn't it? Where it's like, oh, can I just get a look at... They've got an invention in their hand.
Oh, yeah.
Like, can I just get a quick look at that? Oh, why would you need to see it? You're the genius who invented the product in question. But he can't quite see it, and then he eventually wakes up.
The thing is, like, I consider myself a vaguely creative person, and yet I don't have dreams. Like, you're going like, oh, man, what a shame.
Dreams.
No, but you go like, oh man, what a shame that was only a dream, or I had an amazing creative idea. Literally, every time I wake up, I'm like, thank God it was only a dream. Because in my dreams, in my dreams, it will be like, oh, as you say, like, it's a maths exam and I haven't studied. Oh, this is terrible. And then I'll wake up and it'll be like, oh, don't worry, silly. That was only a dream. But you are guilty of murder. Yeah. And I'll be like, no. And I'll have like this like really like in-depth series of events where I'm like, oh, that was a fun adventure, but you are still guilty of that murder and you are due in court in a couple of weeks. And I'll honestly just like, literally like from this crazy mess of interlocking dreams, I will wake up and go, oh my God. And like, thank God it's not real. Like, it's not real.
But you have that, but you have that second, you must have that split second when you wake up where you think, holy shit.
Yeah,
like I am going to prison.
Yeah, but you get disappointed. I'm grateful. Like every morning, I fall to my knees, crying in joy because
that split second where you're not sure. That's the bit. Like you just can't figure out if that's happened or not, and you're just like, oh my God, I'm just in such a state of confusion that that literally could have just happened, and I've been inceptioned, like you had been. or I've not got that television anymore. There's no in between.
I used to get a dream all the time where something like really weird and specific would happen. You know, like it's a dream where I don't know, the house has no doors. You know, all the doors are missing.
Sure.
Okay.
And like, just as an example, but in the dream, I believe with absolute certainty that I've had this dream before. Like this, I know I'm dreaming.
Yes.
This is a recurring dream. I get the door dream all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you've never.
And then
you wake up and you've never had it before.
Yeah. You wake up and you go, oh, another door dream. Hang on a minute.
Wait,
I've never had that dream before. That's nonsense.
But in the dream, you have had that dream before.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, that's cool. Good.
That's interesting.
Definitely, I've had that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something to do with our upbringing.
It sounds kind of familiar, actually. Like, I don't know if I've ever specifically thought that I've had that, but it does. When you were describing it, there was a sense of, yeah, that sounds about right. So, yeah, maybe.
I have the dream where I fall off the doorstep a lot.
Oh, and you jolt.
And you feel your body just jolt like that.
Yeah.
And then you wake up like, whoa.
And then you're oh God, I've just fallen off the doorstep.
I usually get those when I'm like dozing off. I'm not quite asleep yet,
Yeah.
and I'm still half awake. And my brain will just be like walking down a woodland trail, and I'll trip over a log, and I'll be like, "Bah!" And I'm like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah, but that's science, baby. Like, because you're more likely to get it when you're falling asleep.
Oh, really?
And you're more likely to get falling and auditory hallucinations are more likely when you're falling asleep.
Huh.
I've had times when I'm about to drift off and I could swear that I've heard someone go, John! And I go like, what?
Yeah.
And I'll like wake up, yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Thing is, Liz and I have, because Liz sort of tends to fall asleep before I do. She'll deny it, which she is doing at the moment. She tends to fall asleep like before I do, and then she'll sort of half wake up, and we'll have a full conversation about, like the other day, for example, she had her head fully on my pillow, and I said, "Your head's on my pillow," and she was like, "No, it's not," and it was literally on it as she said that, and I was like, "It is, it's there now."
No, it isn't.
And she was like, "No, it isn't." I was like, "It's there! I'm looking at it!
This is happening right now."
And then she woke up the following day and I was like, "Do you remember what happened last night?" And she was like, "Happened last night?"
Do you remember the incident?
I don't know what you're talking about. Now, she's either a very good liar or she doesn't remember.
Or she's gaslighting you.
Or she's gaslighting me. She's
Lucy...
got the fan with the gas outside.
Exactly.
Lucy does that all the time. Yeah. We have conversations, because she's like woken up in the night and then she doesn't remember it at all.
That happens a lot. We have
I remember Lucy being quite a dozy sort of person when she's getting to night time. When we used to live with you, and we're sat on the sofa, Lucy would always be the first to nod off.
Has a Lucy kicked your ass in your sleep before?
Yeah,
Yes.
like Lucy shattered my pelvis.
Oh, you don't need a pelvis.
No, I think I do. My therapist says it's important, but
Weird. Okay.
yeah, you just kind of chilling in bed. We're both asleep, and then I just hear from the side of the bed, "Sure you can," and just this,
and her fist is ablaze,
and this rising, fiery kneecap goes up into my ass like, with such force.
Oh, it's really good that she announced her attack though. That is good.
And then she just rolls over and goes back to sleep, and I'm like wide awake, and I'm like,
what just happened?
And then I kind of stifle my tears and kind of try and go back to sleep, and then she just wake up a few minutes later and go, did I just hit you? It's like, no, dear, you didn't. No, don't hit me again.
It's okay. But it's that, she on some level she thought she'd either dreamt it or it did happen. She didn't know. It's that split second moment where you don't know what's real and what isn't, and it's very disorientating.
How many times have you or your significant other fallen asleep on an arm, your arm, made it go completely dead to the point you can't feel it anymore, rolled over, and then slapped them in the face with it?
That's never happened.
Specifically, not that has ever happened. No.
A couple of times when we first started going out, Liz did elbow me in the face.
I mean, you probably had it coming, to be honest.
And I probably deserved it, frankly. But we sort of got into our sleeping groove after that. But yeah,
I remember having a dream once that I was being repeatedly stabbed in the leg by Alice. Like, and the dream was that we were in bed. Everything was exactly the same as reality actually was, except Ali was just at the foot of the bed with a knife, just repeatedly stabbing it into my calf muscle. And then I woke up and I was in immense pain because I was actually like, what is it when you get cramp? That's it.
Yeah.
I was getting horrible cramp in my leg. My brain had taken that into the dream and turned it into Alice stabbing me.
Oh god.
So that's nice.
It is. I'm starting to worry about Ali. It's like,
Yeah.
I think your subconscious is telling you something.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Oh god.
Do you ever get... I do feel sad in a way. I feel like as a kid, dreaming was like this magical time. And now...
thing is, this will make me sound incredibly lazy. I love sleeping. I think it's great. I think it's
I really don't.
I like going to sleep. It's fun.
Okay. Here's a question for you then, Chris Ray.
Yeah.
If that is your real name.
No, I think we all know it isn't.
If there was such a thing as a pill that meant that you didn't have to sleep, and there were no side effects.
Yeah. If I didn't have to, I wouldn't. But the actual, I think, knowing that I have to, I enjoy the act of it.
Sure.
I do wonder about this. Like, if you didn't sleep, I've been thinking about this in relation to like drinking. It'd be like, oh, we had a great night out. You know, we're kind of like, we're drunk, but we're not wasted. You know, 4-5 pints, had a lovely time. You know, hey guys, thanks for coming. It was great seeing you. Feeling a little tipsy, gonna go home. If you didn't sleep,
go home and
you'd basically just get home and go, well, fuck, that's the next 8 hours gone. I can't do shit. Like, I can't sleep. I can't work. I'm just gonna sit here.
It would be so weird.
Sobering
like
up.
the whole of society,
and gradually get sober.
The whole of society and everything would be totally different because it probably wouldn't just be that we just have that time. We'd probably work way longer hours or something horrible like that.
Yeah.
So
the government would take advantage of that, wouldn't they?
It forms some sort of like bookmark in your life, doesn't it? It's like, oh, I go to sleep and then a new day starts afterwards. You wouldn't have that anymore.
Yeah.
But the amount of time we'd have, oh my god, the amount of stuff I could do.
I feel like I'd be slightly more productive. Only slightly.
I do. Yeah. I'm a weird one. Like, I don't resent sleep, but
I do.
I wish I could enjoy it a little more. Like I'm very much like, the time when I'm meant to be falling asleep, my brain is going over everything that happened in the day.
Oh yeah,
and
I get that.
already processing everything that's gonna happen tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm a very early riser because I'm always like, shit, gotta do something. Yeah,
like the idea that you just wake up, shit.
It's not that far off. Like, I'm getting better. I'm much better than I was.
When a vampire comes upright in his coffin, except it's you just going shit.
Except a vampire goes up 90 degrees, I go 180.
Yes, right onto your face.
Shit!
Shit! Boom! Shit!
Oh god. I've got hate.
Go on, save us.
I hate happy anthropomorphic food.
Oh god.
Okay. It's a common trope in advertising that if you're selling, I don't know, Wheaty flakes, you know.
Flakes.
Oh, I love Wheaty flakes.
Some genius in the marketing department will put 2 googly eyes and a face on a Wheaty flake.
Put a face on it.
Put a face on it.
Put a face on it.
And that will be your corporate mascot. You're going to have Wheaty, the Wheaty flake, you know, and he'll have adventures. And he's a piece of food. And he's happy about it. And he's going to get eaten. And even if he isn't eaten, his body is going to fall apart and decay because he's made of bran rather than meat.
It's really interesting you bring this up because actually in my list of potential hates, I have had, for the longest time, I have had Chef Porky written in my...
Yes! This is what honestly, like, this has been on my list since the early 20s, I feel.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. That's about as long as Chef Porky's been on mine.
I was about to bring... Yeah.
And I've never had the courage to bring him up.
I'm glad one of us finally had the balls to say it.
It's because he'll come for us.
When you leave our local supermarket and you're waiting at the traffic light,
It's outside Wicks. It's outside fucking Wicks.
Permanently parked in the car park for Wicks is a food stall called Chef Porky. And while I'm waiting for the traffic lights, for the last 10 years, as long as I've been in Cheltenham, there is a cartoon pig with a chef's hat on, smiling at me.
The biggest grin you'll ever see.
The biggest shit-eating grin. Giving me a thumbs up. Selling pork.
Their primary export from that caravan that is permanently fused to that car park, their primary product is bacon rolls. And there's Chef Porky with his fucking grin, and he's holding a knife. I think he's holding a knife. And he's got a chef's hat on.
Savage.
And he's
Absolutely
like,
savage.
I'm gonna seppuku myself for you right now, and I'm gonna serve up some of my prime belly meat for your fucking bap. I'm gonna do it.
So dark. It's
God.
appalling. The creative journey that somebody went on to bring us Chef Porky. He's so happy.
I'm
We're
so
gonna get a
glad you
photo
knew
of this
exactly.
van. I've just googled it just in case, and there's no Google entry.
Oh no, there's no evidence of this crime.
I'll get a
Get
pic.
photo.
I'll get a pic next time we're in front of it, which we will be because it's outside Tesco's, as John
When you're
said.
leaving Tesco's and you're at the traffic lights, it is opposite you.
I think
cannot miss it.
every time. Every time I'm at that junction, I
And he
look
hasn't
up.
moved.
He hasn't
moved in like
No.
a decade, so business must be great.
Those bacon rolls must
Those
be
bacon
selling.
rolls.
Fucking hell. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's like these mascots are so joyful in advertising their own flesh to be eaten by us. And you're right when you say it's dark. But what I don't understand is why no one else, or the majority of people, must not really think this way. Because otherwise, marketing like bottom feeders wouldn't be like, chuck a face on it, bitches. You know, that wouldn't be happening because it wouldn't actually have any merit. But obviously everyone is like, yeah, cool, a pig selling bacon rolls. Yeah, that's fine, yeah. What?
I would imagine that would put the children off.
Yeah,
Like,
you think so,
oh,
wouldn't you?
mummy, I don't want to eat Porky today.
I don't
Thank
want to
you.
eat the
He looks
cute
so happy
chef."
to be just alive.
Absolutely. I agree.
Isn't it meant to? But it's probably meant to, because like no adult presumably is going to go. Well, I wasn't certain about this kind of this white box on the side of a motorway, but when I saw the smiling pig painted on the side, I was like, oh, I bet that pork's good. That pork's happy.
That's
like,
the crazy thing, isn't it? Is that from first glance, if it was anything else, if it was, say, a chef man who just had a chef's hat on and an apron or whatever, you wouldn't know what this caravan sells. But because it's a pig, you immediately know, oh, cool, they have probably sausages and bacon. But how fucking messed up is that?
Yeah.
So, like, not only is it like, you know, communicating to you instantly what it is that they sell, but in the form of the animal you kill to eat it. Like, what craziness is this?
I feel this way about, you know, like, because Easter's coming up. There's always at Easter, there's a lot of chocolate rabbits and chocolate chicks and things like that, and they look cute and everything, but they're made of chocolate. And I think, God, I feel awful eating this to a degree. It's like I've bitten this rabbit's head off for my own kicks. But it looks cute, and it just, why would a kid want to eat a cute little rabbit fun time?
John likes jelly babies, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell is wrong with you, John?
Well, I mean, that's just part of my ongoing efforts to address the population crisis. But
the jelly population crisis.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I feel like humanity's got it coming, though. Like, I feel like we've brought this on ourselves. But if you're gonna, when we're the ones serving those delicious pork products, I feel there's something particularly dark about us taking a likeness of our prey and making it look delighted to be slaughtered.
Yeah,
does that make Chef Porky some kind of traitor? Like, is he like, did he side with the humans to save himself?
Yeah.
And he's serving up his brothers.
He's a flesh traitor.
I think that's the narrative we have to go with at this point.
That's the narrative they want me to go on. Like, that's the journey they're leading me.
This is the thing.
Chef Porky chose the right side. It's time you did as well.
They can claim. They can claim that we're overthinking it as much as they like. But the truth is that how can they introduce this concept and not expect us to piece the narrative together? I'm sorry, but like, if you're going to spend money on creating a mascot with a knife that is advertising its own like destruction via knife and feeding to us, if you're going to do that, I'm going to join those dots. I'm going to like.
How much do you think they spent on designing Chef Porky?
I mean, not much money. Not from the look of it.
Do you think it was like a think tank came up with him and it cost like 1.5 billion to like come up with the concept?
I mean, maybe it was like some smaller project from the pork board or something like that. We were like,
I love the pork board.
Gentlemen, we've got an image issue. We need to turn this around.
Everyone's just got photos of dead animals on the sides of their vans. We need something cutesier.
It's so common though. Like it's so like take for example Beefeater, right? Beefeater, for those who don't know in the UK, it's a chain of restaurants. They're kind of like bistro-y, kind of like pub food kind of places, but they're actually a chain now.
If you like your food kind of bad,
yeah.
If you like really flat, bland food.
If you like beige food that comes coated in something.
Can I say, in case anyone thinks I'm being a snob, throughout my childhood, Beefeater scampi and chips with peas was like the finest meal I could imagine.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I lived for that shit.
Yeah. But Beefeaters are a reference to, is it like the Queen's Guard or something?
Yeah.
But basically there's a royal guard.
They look after the Tower of London.
They're at the
That's
Tower of
right.
London,
Yeah. And for some reason they're called Beefeaters. I don't know why. But that used to be their logo. But recently they changed it and they've got a really, really modern, stylish logo, which is a cow. It's just a cow.
That's weird.
So they've done it as well. Like they've probably spent, like I would have probably said, probably $1 million or so on that rebrand. And it's a really stylish logo. It's way better than Chef Porky. Make Chef Porky look like a fucking twat.
I won't have it. I won't have it.
But like, this is a nice, clean vector illustration that would have an artist designed. But the bottom line is, sir, that it's a cow. That's what you eat there. It's beef.
But a lot of big brands are guilty of this. Like Guinness, for example. I may have brought this up before. Guinness just changed the font. It's exactly the same logo with a bit more shading on the harp and a different font. And that's the big rebrand. And that probably must have cost millions.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that'll be 15 million, sir.
It's mental.
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So I think Beefeater have fallen into that trap by getting someone to draw them a cow.
Yeah. But that's the journey they went on, where they were like, nobody knows what a Beefeater, one word, is.
Well, I've actually got, because I went to the Tower of London about a year ago before all this shit happened, and I got a Beefeater keyring. I think Beefeaters are cool.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a cartoon Beefeater as the logo than a cow.
But you're a man of refined cultural tastes, as we've proven over 81 episodes.
Well, I was about to say that.
But John Q. pork-eating public is going to look at that and go,
"What's that?
I don't know what a Beefeater is.
Wow.
Is this someone who eats beef?"
But here's the thing: was it ever affecting their business negatively? That
Apparently so. Apparently so.
Do you reckon they got a cease and desist from the Tower of London?
Stop using our likeness.
Stop using the Beefeater uniform.
We're actually all vegetarians, you shit.
Yeah. They're all actually, Beefeaters are all actually former forces people who live at the Tower of London. And there's lots of different theories about how they got their nicknames. One of them is that they just ate a lot of beef. Then there's other ones which I can't remember what he said now.
Good God.
There was a kid when I was at primary school. There was a kid in the playground who used to eat beef hula hoops every day, and we called him Beef Man.
Brilliant.
So maybe it's a bit like that.
He used to eat what? Sorry, every day.
Beef flavored hula hoops every day for lunch or for break. I can't remember, but he smelt of beef hula hoops, so we called him Beef Man.
Brilliant.
And that kind of ties nicely back
into
our stench conversation we had earlier, because he definitely had a stench. He smelt like beef hula hoops all the time.
The thing is though, did he actually smell of beef, or were you having one of your weird?
Yeah, Nick was having.
No,
Ali was there. Ali was there with a fan.
Then,
was there with a fan and a bag of hula hoops in front of Nick's face.
No. Listen, because back then I didn't have a sense of smell. You see, that was before the good times came. So don't give me that shit.
Don't give me that shit. I guess the weird thing is, just going back to Chef Porky for a minute, is I kind of assume that Chef Porky is delighted as his brethren kind of are loaded onto a conveyor belt and packed into, his furnace. But I've only ever seen him from across the road and he looks happy. Like, if I see him up close, are his eyes a little bloodshot? Yeah. And is he kind of like choking back a tear?
It's like one of those, like, what they called lithographic prints, where when you look at it from a slightly different angle, it changes. And when you get close to Chef Porky, it changes to him, like, crying. Is
that better or worse though? Because I'm saying that if I see a little trailer by the side of a motorway that's serving pork, and there's a smiling pig delighted to be holding a knife, would you rather go there?
Oh my god!
Or go to the booth,
right,
which has got a pig in a chef's hat weeping odiously?
Right. If you're asking me, as I am right now, sitting here, I would go to the one that's weeping because that's funnier.
Right, but here's the thing.
But a kid would want to go to the smiley one.
I genuinely think we should do a psychological experiment here, because this is fascinating. What if one picture was a smiling happy pig and the other one was a crying pig with a knife stuck in its belly?
Yeah.
And it's like, and they looked internally exactly the same.
Yeah.
What do people go for? Because I think here's the honest answer for me. If the smiling pig had a bigger queue, I would go to the self-murdering pig.
Yeah, that's the smart choice.
Exactly, because I need my pork, as we all know. Nicky needs his pork.
Maybe if he's crying into the pork, it'll be nice and like juicy.
Salty.
And yeah.
Yeah, maybe. This is horrible.
I was in the corn shop earlier, and while I was paying for my beer, and at eye level there was some off-brand pork scratchings. I don't know how long they've been there.
There's no way of knowing. They last forever.
It had like a blue genie. Its logo was a blue genie, not that genie. No, a different blue genie,
a legally distinct genie.
Yeah, selling these horrible kind of like curled toenail things. God knows how long they've been there. It was horrifying.
I do think though there's a certain boldness to having your character mascot not be the food in question. And amazingly, this actually does lead me on to my love, if you don't mind.
Here we go.
Scripted, this show.
Yeah, it actually genuinely feels like for the first time ever, we've had some real like connective tissue between all of our stuff, right? Because my love is Ricicles. I fucking love Ricicles, and part of the reason I love them is because of Captain Rick.
See, what's the difference between Ricicles and Rice Krispies?
They are sugar coated.
Ah.
Because somebody ate a bowl of Rice Krispies and was like, God damn it, these aren't sweet enough.
This isn't enough.
There's not enough sugar on this cereal.
Here's the thing, because they've been cancelled. What? Ricicles are gone. And this isn't actually that new a news.
What did you do?
I know. I found this out recently, but it's actually a few years ago that Ricicles got suspended. It's not suspended. What's the word when a food gets cancelled?
Discontinued.
Discontinued.
Because it was barely legal, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Like it doesn't match up to modern food regulations at all. But I absolutely loved them, and I really, really liked Captain Rick, who was the mascot on the front of the box. And for those that don't know, he was a spaceman. And in his universe, in the universe of Ricicles, the Ricicles themselves were like space meteor kind of asteroids. And he would like fly around in his little ship, which was sometimes on the back of the box. And he would collect Ricicles and deliver them to boxes for us to eat.
I feel like as a kid, if you had like, or you get like the Kellogg's variety pack.
Yes.
And you'd have like eight different cereals.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single kid growing up who would pick Ricicles. They were like.
No, they were really good. They were the Frosties. They were what Frosties were to cornflakes.
Yeah, but my point is, I feel like the Ricicles kid is the one eating glue in the corner.
Sure.
Yeah.
When you think about all the Kellogg's mascots, not just Captain Ricicle or whatever his name was.
Captain Rick.
Oh, Captain Rick, that's it. I mean, that was some balls out marketing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, Tony the fucking Tiger. What the hell is that?
This is what I'm saying.
It doesn't relate to the Frosties in any way.
No, they didn't just get a Frosty and put a face on it, which is lazy marketing. They were like, no, you know what's going to sell some Frosted Flakes? A fucking tiger.
If Nick turned up to a pitch now, having designed Tony the Tiger for that brand of cereal, Frosties,
They'd laugh me out of court.
They would say, "Oh, I don't know, Nick. It's a bit derivative."
Yeah,
They would not want you there.
It's
Not
a
really
bit,
seeing the connection here.
it's a bit weird. What's the tiger got to do with?
What's the
Frosted
tiger got
Flakes?
to do with cereal? Nothing.
Okay. Hang on. Let's break it down for a sec. Okay. Cereal, Rice Krispies. Who are the mascots?
Snap,
Snap, crackle, and pop. Everyone
Okay.
remembers. Everyone remembers.
Frosties. You've got
Tony the Tiger.
Cheerios.
Oh, there's that
do
bee, isn't
they
it?
have-
There's a bee.
No,
It was a bee.
Honey Loops has the bee.
Oh, that's the bee.
Cheerios doesn't have a mascot. I don't
Does it
think.
not? Oh, Honey Loops. That's maybe what I'm thinking of. That bee. He was a 2D cartoon bee in our childhood. He's back and he's 3-dimensional now.
You're kidding me.
No,
Well-
he has a dance and everything.
Let's not forget Cocoa Pops either with the monkey.
With
In
the
fact,
monkey.
Cocoa Pops has a whole cast of characters.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they've got the evil crocodile who always wants the Cocoa Pops. Tony the Tiger doesn't have anything like that.
No, Tony the Tiger's just like happy, like all the time.
Yeah,
But
'cause
who
he's only
thought of
wearing
that?
a neckerchief.
Someone just went, "Oh, what should our mascot for this new cereal, Frosties, be?" Oh, I don't know, fucking tiger. And then they just went, "Yeah, all right then."
Dude, cornflakes, like
That's got
cornflakes.
the cockerel,
That's
hasn't
the
it?
Yeah, but he's not a
That's
mascot.
he's
really.
just a symbol. That I accept that in the respect that he cockerel is associated with waking up and breakfast.
He is a mascot,
Yeah.
though.
That is more sort of a self-contained thing.
in the pantheon of
In the
like
pantheon.
Kellogg's cereals.
Yeah.
I like that. The pantheon.
The-
If I woke up and a tiger was there, I would bloody hope I was dreaming.
Yeah. Oh,
Hello.
connect it back.
Hi, Chris.
Hi.
Are you ready for some
Hi, Chris,
cereal?
I hope your sleep
God.
was great.
Jesus Christ!
No, I'm Tony.
They're
He wouldn't
great.
He wouldn't get a third of the way through that sentence before I smashed the lamp over his head.
Yeah.
He wouldn't.
Honesty is a powerful thing on this podcast. Mascot murder. He's a serial killer.
Is it like the Judeo-Christian God, like the cockerel of the Kellogg's cockerel
Is the
like
creator.
he's the head of this divine pantheon, but he's like removed from it. He's looking
Yes.
down. He's but a symbol, and then he's just like disapprovingly looking down on his dark children.
But then, like, Tony the Tiger is like the sort of Thor equivalent, like, you know, sort of quite a remembered, preeminent kind of god, but also kind of like a bit like, what though?
Do you remember, like, growing up though? We clearly, as children, we grew up in a dark age of marketing when the regulations hadn't caught up with what these companies could do, because it was always like, you know, eat Frosties. They're great because they're packed with vitamins and minerals. And you'd always have these adverts which were like children getting ready to do like sports day at school, and it's for high jump. And then Tony the Tiger would turn up and go, "It's great," and he'd have like He's like, why do you eat a bowl of Frosties to get the energy you need? Oh, I don't know, Tony. I mean, like, I ate like a banana earlier, and isn't there like 300 grams of sugar in every bowl? No, no.
Shut up!
It's good for your bones.
I like the idea.
Shut
now
the
that
fuck
Tony
up,
the Tiger
child.
is trying to rationalise the children.
Yeah.
Get the children dancing to his tune.
Frosties lets you jump higher. Can you say that? That's really unwarranted. Shut
like-
up.
Like Red Bull can't say it gives you wings anymore, so I'm not sure you can say that, Tony.
But Tony
Shut the
the
fuck
Tiger-
up, child.
Tony the Tiger was on Question Time. Tony the Tiger, you proclaim that Frosties are good. It says here, great. What evidence do you have to support that?
They're great.
What you're actually saying, Tony, is this is your opinion. It's incorrect for you to prophesize it as an absolute truth. It wouldn't last 5 minutes on Question Time.
No, Paxman would eat his heart out.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
true.
he'd tear him apart. Hope he's okay, Tony.
We haven't seen him. Is he still on the box?
I don't know. Has he got?
That's a
Has
really
he
good
had a
question,
3D
actually.
upgrade or not?
He probably has had a 3D
I bet he's
upgrade.
sexy now.
Do you reckon?
Oh, yeah.
I reckon they've made Tony
Should
the
I have a
Tiger
look?
sexy.
I'm
Yeah, let's make it
I'm
happen.
gonna look him up. And I would urge other people to do the same. Well,
but if you Google Tony the Tiger, you'll just see Tony the Tiger. We need to know what Frosties looks like.
Tony the Tiger.
Oh, one of the first things that comes up. Oh my good god! The seventh image is quite pornographic.
You're kidding me. What did you search? Tony the Tiger?
If you put Tony the Tiger in Google, the seventh image is some fan art, and there's a big sort of...
Oh my... I'm seeing it. I mean, we're lucky...
oh, no.
We're lucky there's a censor bar.
Oh, I did hear about this. Apparently...
Oh, no. I'm into a whole hole now.
I want to say, like, hashtag not all furries, but apparently this happened in the last couple of years. Certain elements of the furry community discovered Tony the Tiger.
Oh my god!
And started invading his Twitter account.
He's got nipples now.
Very thirsty, horny comments about Tony the Tiger, to the point where Tony the Tiger had to beg, in character, for... Hey kids,
please stop! Please stop sexualizing me.
Oh my god! I'm finding some there's one here of a very sexy Tony the Tiger, and he's got a very erect penis, and he is pouring milk. He's pouring milk on it, and he's holding a bowl of flakes under his arm.
This is just a complete rabbit hole. I mean, if you want to look it up while you're listening, please do, and you'll see what we're talking about.
Well, hang on a sec, guys.
It is everywhere.
This is ridiculous. Like, how bad can it be? Look, Tony the Tiger fan art. Let's click search.
Oh god!
Jesus Christ!
Hang on, I'll add.
They are all of him looking buff.
Holy crap!
Oh my god!
It's making me question a lot of things.
Like maybe
I was about to say I'll download some for the group, but I'm sort of afraid to do it in case the old bill show up tomorrow.
I've done it. I've done it.
You may want to uninstall your browser.
Yeah,
guys, I found one. He's in a diaper. I found a crinkle Tony.
No, that's good.
It's happened.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I've not eaten Frosties, every day, day in, day out for 35 years, so maybe I'd look that stacked.
Here's a weird thing, right? I've noticed by looking at all these pictures. Tony the Tiger has a blue nose, and 9 times out of 10, if they draw nipples, those nipples are blue. And that's weird.
It's weird.
Is there some rule that your nose is the same colour as your nipples? When it comes to being a tiger?
I've never really thought about it.
Yeah.
I want an answer, guys. I want an answer, please.
Isn't it your anus? Your nose should be the same colour as your anus.
Well, don't search Tony the Tiger anus.
No, for the love of God.
Your browser will self-uninstall because it doesn't want to see that.
Yeah, that definitely isn't great. Wow.
Your browser will seppuku.
Listen, we did that.
So what were we talking about? We were talking about Ricicles, weren't we?
Look up Captain Rick. Just look up Captain Rick for me, right? And there's...
Captain Rick.
And if you Google image search, you'll see the latest Captain Rick is awful, but the third image...
This is not the same Captain Rick as I think you are looking for.
I've got Rick from Rick and Morty.
Look at the third image for Captain Rick.
Is it like a bike, but Ricicle?
Oh, there he is. Spell it. There he is.
Yeah. Well, it's
Ricicles.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. Ricicles.
Oh, he looks a lot different now.
But there's one where he kind of, looks like he's wearing a sort of baseball cap.
Yeah.
And then there's an older one where he's wearing a proper astronaut suit.
Yeah, I remember the astronaut version.
That's the one I loved when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I don't like the new one where he's got like weird glasses on. I don't like that one.
Well, you just don't like kids who wear glasses, do you?
That's basically it. Yeah, that's basically the bottom line.
Oh god.
His own helmet has his name on it.
Yeah.
Well, Tony wears a bandana with his name on it.
Does he really?
I mean,
I was too distracted by his erect cock.
Well, I don't.
To notice.
Oh, you've got to have a helmet with your own name on it.
Oh, God.
I went on eBay to see if there were boxes of Ricicles available to buy, and there are. Just in case you were worried.
Good.
They're becoming socks.
I ordered my socks separately, John.
It's a sock of Ricicles.
A sock of Ricicles. Oh Jesus. My god! Right.
Who's
mine. Yes.
What's your love?
My love is dogs watching other dogs on the telly.
Right. Okay.
We watch we have a dog, and therefore watch a lot of dog programs.
Because you're a fan of dogs.
And it's quite fun watching our dog watch the other dogs on telly, like she thinks they're sort of in the telly and not just being broadcast from Channel 5. So yeah, dogs watching dogs on the telly.
Yep. Whenever cats are on the telly, Dumpling loves watching those cats on the telly.
Does she really?
Yeah, and she can't even see us, so I'm amazed she can see them.
Yeah.
Our cat Bradley is not that observant, to be honest. Like, you can get videos for cats, which we do play him sometimes, and he loves them. They're like crack cocaine.
What's in the videos?
They've put a camera on like a bird
Oh.
tray or something with a bunch of seed, and just
You know,
all these
a bird
birds come
tray.
down. You know, a bird tray, and all these birds come down to eat, and he just loves it. He just can't get enough of it.
Yeah,
Stare at it for hours.
stares at it for hours.
Animals in general, I guess. Watching other animals on the telly, it's fun. It's very wholesome, I think.
It is very wholesome.
How big does the dog have to be on screen for Daisy to know?
Good question.
A great question, John. Quite small. If it's like say a bird's eye view or a drone angle, she'll still look and go, "Oh, look, there's dogs down there."
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's more impressive than Dumpling. She can't see a cat that small.
Yeah.
I remember my family dogs. My mom used to have a cushion in the lounge that had like a picture of a dog on it, like an embroidered dog on the cushion. They'd had it for years, no issue. Then one night, we're all just in the lounge. One of our dogs, I think it was Finn, he was asleep. And then we just hear this growling. And we look over, and his eyes wide open, staring straight at a cushion with an embroidered dog.
Great stuff.
You know, who's this fucking dog? How'd he get in here? How's he hiding in that cushion? I don't know.
Daisy
Daisy
had a pop at a statue of a horse once. That was fun.
Yep.
Just looked at this statue of a horse and started barking at it. I was like, oh, okay, that's new.
That's weird.
Yeah. Wasn't even moving or anything.
My mum and dad's cat, Nutmeg, also was very rivalistic, if that's a word, towards a cushion in their house. But the cushion had a flower on it. And we still don't understand now what she sees.
Yeah,
but
weird.
she's
Hated that.
She's terrified of that cushion. Like, she'll stare at it, her tail will go all big like it's a rival cat, and then she'll run out of the room. She hates that cushion.
Yeah, that's a lot to process.
That's like when a psychiatrist shows you all those diagrams at the start of your treatment.
Yeah.
What do you see
like
here? What do you
plot
see?
test. I see a cat. I see a cat. I see a cat. I see a cat.
I didn't even show you anything. You're just saying I see a cat.
I see a cat. I see a cat. I see a cat.
Do you have any idea how crazy you sound right now? Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, welcome to our session.
I mean, I'm so sorry, you poor man.
I'm going to get an award
Please
for
come
this.
in.
Oh,
There we
great
go.
stuff.
Yeah, I get. Well,
I've got nothing much further to add.
Yeah,
if
I
I'm honest.
can't ring much. Well, I've got a love, and it's nice and simple. It's no Ricicles, but we recently splashed out and purchased a Wii.
As in a Nintendo Wii.
As a Nintendo Wii.
Oh, you could have had mine.
No, not a Wii. What's that new one?
Oh, no.
Switch. That's the one.
Granddad.
Yeah.
I was going to say you're a bit late to the party.
Granddad.
I just splashed
I
out
bought-
on
I
a
bought
Game
one of those-
Station One.
I got one of those new Super Nintendo systems.
PlayStations.
I got a Super Sega 64, and it's quite good.
Thing is, I knew you bought a Switch,
I got
but
one
I
of those
thought
new Smegs.
I gave you the benefit of the doubt because I knew you'd bought a Switch.
Nick's
But oh, can you not hear me? Okay, I think I froze a bit.
It's all right.
Yeah,
You can
I'll
hear you
keep going now. We'll fix it in post.
The
No one-
technology failed us.
Is there anything
No
we
one
can't
knows.
fix in post? Anyway, what I was saying is that I knew you'd bought a Switch, and I was giving you the benefit of the doubt, and I thought, oh, he's bought a Wii as well. Maybe he's getting into retro gaming. You know, I don't know. But no, you just got it wrong.
Well, the thing is, the reason I bring it up is I have been playing a game called Hollow Knight, which is brilliant, which is absolutely, and it's not going to be one of those loves where I'm not recommending a specific thing because Hollow Knight is brilliant, but I love that, and this goes into everything we were saying earlier about farting at a pitch higher than human hearing and not enjoying my dreams because I'm such a bundle of stress all the time. This is helping. This is honestly helping, and it's just playing an honest to goodness old platformer. Just a brilliant little game. It's got a plot, but it's not the point. It's not like a first-person shooter, and I can just lose myself in it. and it's just evaporating. Like all that other shit, it's just going away, and it's so relaxing. It's amazing.
Isn't that the point of
swear,
video games?
Yeah, but that's the point. I swear I'm sleeping better and everything just because I'm chilling out, playing a platformer. It's wonderful.
I swear, this stimulating video game is helping me sleep.
I think you are generally right, Chris, that these video game things are meant to sort of allow us a bit of escapism and escape from the world of stress. But I think quite often they can be just as stressful as real life.
Oh, yes.
Football Manager stresses me out, so I accept
There you
that.
go, you see, when the stakes are high. But yeah, it's really good to find a game that it's just that right kind of,
It's wonderful because, like, I know there's a bit of a race to the top in terms of, like, graphics and experiences, and it's got to mimic human life. And I'm like, no, the real world is awful. I don't want to experience that. I want my life to be two-dimensional, and I can jump and I can swing a sword. That's all I care about. Two buttons.
That's what's so great about the Switch, my friend. Welcome.
I know. I think, Nick, it's really the happiest games console.
That should be their tagline.
Yeah.
The happiest games or Nintendo, the happiest games company.
Who's in charge of Nintendo, Nick?
I want to say Satoru Iwata, but actually I think he might have died, and I can't remember who replaced him.
It's Super Mario, isn't it? He's in charge.
Yes, Super Mario.
It's Super Mario,
Yeah.
the plumber.
Let's give him a call and say, we've got, hey Nintendo, you're doing all right, but we think we can really help you turn this around. You know, get some good sales. What you need, right, is a smiling pig cutting open his innards, pulling out a Switch, and going, "It's the happiest console."
There we go.
And then out pops an erect tiger,
fully striped up and down.
Top to bottom.
It's great.
It's turgid.
He's just two hands pointing down at his crotch, and he's just saying, "It's great."
Oh no! Oh,
NSFW.
Well, that was delightful.
Yeah.
Were we gonna give a shout out to our?
We were going to do
Ah.
a shout out.
Yes,
because
we should mention
we've been historised.
We have
that a friend of the show, Jack,
friend of the show,
has undergone
a trial,
or undertaken a trial.
It's a fate worse than death. This.
Yeah.
A gauntlet that few people have felt compelled or foolish enough to do, which we
don't know what drove him to do it, to be honest. But
Jack has gone through every episode of a show called Hate, and he has made notes that we never made on all our loves, all our hates, and additional miscellaneous trivia. Yeah. I'm staring at it now. It is an astonishing kind of
archive.
Yeah, it's incredible, really. It has raised some problematic questions which we as a team and a family are trying to deal with. One of which is the accusation that we may have repeated ourselves on occasion, which is
it's outrageous.
It's outrageous. It must be a lie. I'm not willing to accept that as truth.
Or the idea that love, on average, over time, may have won slightly more times than hate.
And he even went so far as to say to me that we should consider changing the title of the podcast to a show called Love.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's an ugly thing to say, frankly. I'm actually just I can't even be disappointed. It goes so far beyond that, really. It is going to take us a while to process all this data. I think we need to turn it into a spreadsheet.
Of course you think that. Of course you think that.
We need to maybe...
That's your answer to everything.
we need to do some... We need some graphs, basically.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know, have we gotten happier over time or angrier over time?
Oh, I like that idea. Yeah, we need to process this. There's a lot of data here, a lot of raw data.
I think there's a potential for a great volume of data to be processed here.
Yeah.
I think you could probably... I wonder if you could group it by categories.
Oh, now you're talking about
You
language.
know what I mean? I wonder if, like, how many of our hates were just people? Because I think we had an early note early on that we can't just say that our hate is other
No,
people.
but
It's too broad.
We did say in a very early episode that we thought that there might start to develop sort of families and genuses of hates that could, like, for example, I feel like Chris Ray sometimes likes to chuck in hates that are of the genus of, you know, certain behaviors of people being kind of jerks. And it's like we could maybe group a few Chris Ray hates into this family, for example.
There's got to be a Venn diagram out there, I think.
Yeah, more than one.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I think we need to start developing a sort of kingdom animalia of hates.
The taxonomy of hate is what we're trying to work out.
That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
The pyramid of hate.
And as we said before, like, Chris Ray is really a man of the people, and you know, your hatrigs are so often, you know, people.
Well, they had it coming.
They did, to be
fair. You know, it's not me. I don't do these things flippantly, John. These are genuine hates that are the problem of the people in question, not my problem.
You're just observing. You're just here as a completely
I'm just trying to
neutral...
help. I'm providing a service.
The world is forcing itself upon you, not the other way
exactly.
around.
Yeah. That's the problem.
Well, if we can try and be impartial now, knowing that the data is against us.
Yep.
What do we feel won this episode?
Hate.
Yeah, I'd say hate as well.
Yeah, I think hate as well. Unanimously,
we're so good at this. We're so good
the needle.
I think we did very well not to be influenced by the statistics there.
Look, if the past year has taught me anything, data is no match for my opinions.
Oh, that's definitely what this year has taught us. But I would like to say a big thank you to Jack, because
massive thank you,
because that's supremely helpful, and I promise we will continue to keep it updated from here on out.
We joke, but that will be very useful for the inevitable tie-in book which will accompany this podcast.
Whether you want it or not, it's coming.
The book is, we're going to throw it at you, and it's going to hurt.
A book called Hate, from a show called Hate, the book that nobody wanted from the podcast that no one's listening to.